Where is this guy and what are his thoughts on the new Black Panther movie? Excuse me, I don't need to have thoughts on the new Black Panther movie. Anybody else get season 2 of Marvel Snap last night? It's Wakandan Warriors. If you buy the season pass, you receive a Black Panther card. And then at level 50, you also get the Black Panther Ancestral variant. At level 100, you do receive the fusion Ruth Kanda, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and T'Challa. When you play the card, all of the other characters that you have on the board do the Yibambe, and then it gives them +2 power for every time they say Ibambe. The only ads I see on YouTube are for Marvel Snap. I mean, it was for like literally 2 weeks. Every time I went to a web page or refreshed Twitter or watched like a YouTube video or a stream, I got Marvel Snap ads. So I have to believe that this game is actually losing like a lot of money in terms of like the marketing that they're doing right now. I'm not saying it's unsuccessful in the sense that it's not popular, but the fact that it's not bending people over the barrel in like a gotcha style and then they're spending a staggering amount of money on advertisement means I have to imagine that it's at least temporarily operating in the red. How's the Peloton ride? Oh, thank you for asking. It was a good one. It was a good one. It was a good one for a couple of reasons. One, 30-minute Cody Rigsby pop ride at a 385 kilojoule output. I don't know what the average is in terms of wattage. I wasn't paying that close of attention. It must have been like a 213 to 215 wattage average. Pretty close. It would be like one of my top 10 rides, I think, in terms of output. Is he the horny one? Yeah, he did say he had his face up in a lot of people's crotches, for sure. But you are going to love this. First, a couple of things. He played 2 Carly Rae Jepsen songs. So already, anybody that was like, oh, I don't like this guy necessarily, all of a sudden they're like, whoa, actually, he's my favorite instructor ever. And then he also solved a like 5-year-long mystery for me because he played Bang Bang by Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj, the song that Mouth has been referencing for 5 years despite not knowing anything about the song. He just knows the part where they go bang, bang into the room. And then he would keep saying it, and we would be like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I don't know, it's just a song. So now I know it's, I know the song now. I know it's a real song. I'm not trying to throw shade on Jessie J. It's the first time I've ever heard the song. I was, doing intervals out of the saddle during that period. I was going, hey, NL, big news. They renamed the Plaza Hotel to Suits Nightclub and painted it black. Suits Nightclub? That's very... So, Kingston, Ontario has a strip club. It's called the Plaza Hotel. Admittedly, the Plaza Hotel is just a horrible name for a strip club to begin with. Pretty good name for a hotel. But, like, is Suits Nightclub still a strip club, or is it just a nightclub? Let me check here. Suits Nightclub, Kingston. Suits Nightclub? Here we go. This is from r/Kingston, Ontario. Anyone know the inside scoop? It's sporting new vinyl signs, and the sold signs came off today. I do know they're under new management. My understanding is they're diversifying their entertainment opportunities. Open mics and karaoke on Mondays and Tuesdays. They're focusing more on strippers later in the week and on weekends, when the dancers stand to make more money. Occasional Magic Mike style ladies' nights with male dancers were also mentioned. Source, I spoke to the new manager and some of her staff outside the club. I stopped by to ask about it while walking my dog. This is so funny. Strip clubs in general, I just find them so hilarious. I went to one, it's like a Canadian rite of passage. I went to one when I was 18 in Montreal. And like, it was me and a bunch of other 18-year-old friends of mine. And then we went to the, we were like, oh, dude, we're going to go to the strip club. It's so cool. Then I got in and I was like, this place is fucking weird, dude. This shit is weird as hell. Just a bunch of old dudes sitting around with boners. And then like, there's ladies dancing to classic rock on stage, doing like a pseudo gymnastics routine. Every once in a while, they come over and like talk to you. And then they find out that you are broke. And then they go talk to somebody else. And then Maybe it was like I hated it, for the record. I went to another one like 4 years later for my friend's birthday. He wanted to go, okay? So we went to the strip club for his birthday and had exactly the same experience. Literally just sitting there like, what the hell is going on here? It was not mouth, okay? It's just weird energy. I don't know if it's like a pre-internet thing where if you wanted to, you could just Google like naked people. Like back in the 1970s, if you didn't want to pay for like a magazine subscription, you could be like, oh, instead I'll just buy a bunch of like $12 beers and see it in the flesh. Like, I don't get it. They got boobies on Wikipedia now. That is true. That is true. I mean, if you're into it, like, I don't think it's, well, I don't know the semantics of it. I don't know if it is harming people. I thought we went from like, isn't that the cultural cycle of stripping? Where like it was looked down upon, and then it was like somebody has to protect these women, and now it's like, shut up, they're girl bossing. Like, they're like empowered now, right? Like it used to be that the clientele was exploiting them, and now the clientele are the bozos getting exploited, right? I don't know, man. That's true. I don't know either. I'm basically just I'm basing that entirely on the movie Zola, the 74-minute long A24 film. Her name was Zola. She said to me, honey, do you want to join the Columbia Record Club? I said, whoa, hold on, baby. I'm just not ready for that kind of commitment. How hard is it to become a surgeon? I'm not saying you don't need practice. That's ridiculous. But it seems like the person doing the diagnostics should have to spend a long time in school. And then, like, the person doing the surgery, like, how hard could it be? Isn't it just like... I'm not saying they shouldn't practice. They should be in, like, VR for, like, 10 years before they get started. But isn't, like, the person doing the diagnosing is like, you gotta replace the left atrial valve or something like that. And then the surgeon's just like, oh, okay. Zip. Like, I'm not saying it's not finicky, but it's... I feel like on an intellectual level, the surgeon has an easier job than the diagnosing doctor. Maybe the diagnosing doctor doesn't have to be as good with their hands because they just have to use the stethoscope, the otoscope, and then go and hit you on like the knee. They're usually the same person. That is true. I'm so happy there were no cameras in the operating theater for my wife's delivery. Because imagine my face when the same doctor that we talked to for like every single appointment for 6 months picks up the damn scalpel. I'm like, what the hell? I thought you just sat behind a desk and, told us to take prenatal vitamins. I didn't know you were actually, this whole thing was a prelude to you slicing my wife's abdomen open, moving her guts out of the way, and then pulling I thought there was like another person that just works at the hospital. Then they're doing like 20 deliveries a day or something like that. I didn't realize it was like 4 days a week you're behind a desk, and then on Fridays you're like, let's mix it up. Anyway, everything was fine. I will say though, can I tell you in all honesty, I respect a game that has literally no tutorial at all. It's because all games now are the same. Yeah, but in spite of that, like every time you boot up a game that has to appeal to such a wide general audience as to, give the shareholders a chance of returning capital to them. So, wake the fuck up, samurai. By the way, we need to make sure your new legs work. Press WASD to walk. And then catch me in like a hospital at the start of the game going... Good. Fuck you, samurai. Good job. By the way, we installed some new cybernetic knees. Press space to jump. Good. I was worried about those. Anyway. And then people always say, I don't want to call it insane stuff, but they'll be like, NL, what if Halo 3 was your first video game that you ever played? I would like to think that you would fucking figure it out. Like, if you can't figure out how to move on a controller with 2 sticks and a few buttons on it, like, you're not cut out to handle the invasion of the flood, okay? Also, this is genuinely not like a boomer style, back in my day sort of bit. But there's every once in a while, you would just play like a video game in the 90s that you just wouldn't fucking understand. It happened all the time. Like I remember, I played a Batman game for the original Game Boy, and you're just in a hallway. Like it's not that complicated, right? You're just moving left to right. And I just remember you fight these dudes in the hallway. You're going like tuk 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 tuk, and you're kicking their ass because you're Batman. And then you just get to a door, and you can't get over the door. You're like trying to punch the door, thinking it'll open. Maybe I got to go back and like get a key or something like that. I borrowed it from my friend. I was sitting there for like 2 hours just like walking into the door, wondering what's happening. Found out like 15 years later, they don't have a tutorial. There was a grappling hook. If you hold down and press like B, it shoots a grapple over the door, which allows you to then go through like a little crawl space and continue the game. And you're like, what's... Anyway, sorry. Was it at least in the instruction manual? I don't know, because I borrowed it from my friend. So like, he might not have had the manual. I mean, we were in like it's probably like the 3rd grade or something like that. I can't be too upset about it. I did see that Netflix has made a show about the last Blockbuster. I just can't watch like a post office, post Parks and Recreation, sub The Good Place sitcom. Like I watched 1 episode of Superstore, I think, when our daughter was born. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with like this time that I got to spend on the couch holding a baby like this and like feeding her a bottle. And I was like, this shit is like amusing, but am I really going to watch 12? So I'm going to watch 12 27 episode long seasons of this? Absolutely not. There's no... I'm amused enough to finish the first episode and that's it. And the fact that they're going back to the well with like the same show, but it's about the Blockbuster, I can't. I feel bad for Randall Park, man. Can we get Randall Park out of that show? Is there something we could do? Can we buy him out of his contract so he can do some more interesting stuff? So can we crowdfund that possibly? Who else is getting days off for the hurricane? Listen, a mild bout of flurries is not the same as a hurricane, but imagine my surprise. It snows like 1 time every year in Vancouver. Imagine my surprise when it snowed last night, November frickin' 7th, dude. That is like, it's kind of wild. My parents live in an area that's essentially analogous to the U.S. East Coast. Usually they start talking about like, will it snow before Halloween, on Halloween, or like just after Halloween? It's like 17 degrees Celsius and mild there right now. It's -1 and there's snow on the ground in Vancouver. That's like if Florida had a blizzard. Bitrate's getting kind of bad. Yep, yeah, I could understand that. It turns out there's still a lot of shit on the screen. It turns out it's still pretty busy. Vampire Survivors called. They want their bitrate back. Okay, good one. +2, a little +2. You guys, just bear with me. I'm just defeating like the 5th Lord or something. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't fully understand what's happening either. If you're like, am I missing something? Well, just know that we're all in this together, okay? It's so much stuff, dude. It's so much. Oh, man. It goes past level 50? Alright, never mind. It goes way past 50. My phone is getting so hot. I mean, that's on you for mobile viewing. You didn't watch a gaming PC just to watch me play Soulstone Survivors? Like... Well, I've been shot to the other side of the map. I just worry that, like if you're watching this on data right now, you might want to go audio only, because this could be like a gigabit a second or something like that. This is a lot. It's so loud. I don't know. I lowered it like almost as low as it'll go. My power is out. I ran out of electricity thanks to this game. And dude, I mean, let's not be dishonest, but you wouldn't be dishonest if you said there was a lot of stuff on the screen right now. would say there's a reasonable amount of, well, just about everything. I've realized this is not a knock on Soulstone Survivors. How many times have I said it that when it comes to games, like I'm a minimalist guy, man, at least at this stage of my life. I think that's why I like Marvel Snap so much. It's literally made for idiots, and I count myself proudly amongst them. Like, so Marvel Snap's season rolled over. So every time the season rolls over, you D-rank, which I think is like genuinely good game design. Rumbleverse could never. Regardless, I D-ranked to like level 14 or something like that, and immediately just started playing bots over and over and over again, and it was the most fun I've had with the game in like a week and a half for sure. I was playing new cards, I was snapping every single game and winning easily. It felt incredible. It was wonderful. I was like, because for a while, I was like, oh man, Marvel Snap around like, you know, level 40, 45, you started to use your brain a little bit. I was still having fun, and wins felt really satisfying. But I was like, man, I wish I could go back to the era where it was just bots that pretended to be humans and you won like 98% of your games. They brought it back, man. They brought it back. Oh yeah, and thank you for reminding me. I almost forgot I have to eliminate Catheus, the prophetess. I'm sorry. I'm fundamental. Listen, if like anybody involved in the production of this game is here, it's not a knock on you or the game at all. I'm fundamentally just opposed to taking anything seriously, and it's like it's a personal flaw. But the more that a game begs to be taken seriously, the less serious I'm likely to take it. And then the less serious a game begs to be taken, the more intense my reactions to losing or encountering any sort of strife in it are. Flashback to Ghost of Tsushima Ricky Gervais rant. I'm going to be honest, you're the only person that remembers that. That was a bounty. I do remember, please tell me you're not the person in chat who said that I was not paying the game enough respect because it actually is a great representation of like Japanese warrior philosophy from the Sengoku period. I remember there was a guy in chat who was very upset that I was merely enjoying the game without constantly talking up how much this evoked the philosopher king ideals of Oda Nobunaga back in the 14th century. I do remember that. And that's why I'm not playing God of War Ragnarok. It takes itself seriously. Please note, I did not say it takes itself too seriously. It might take itself the appropriate degree of seriousness. But that degree is not appropriate for me. I'm not that guy. I just can't shut up. I can't sit there for 10 minutes, not talk, and let like the hardworking people of Sony Santa Monica Studios or whatever like earn my paycheck for me. I simply have to talk. I'm sorry. How serious does Elden Ring take itself? Well, honestly, I think that's one of like the things that people don't talk about with the Souls games that much, which is like they're actually very goofy. They're not serious. Like, some bosses are, like, a little serious. But then some bosses, like, in Elden Ring, you play, like, 150 hours. Then you get to, like, the second last boss, and it's just an old wrestler. And you're like, okay, fucking let's go. Oh, and he's, like, jumping into the ceiling, and he's giving me, like, a sweet chin music and stuff like that. Like, it's... I think they actually are very, very humorous. Like, I enjoyed... That thing I retweeted today that somebody added me on. That was like Dark Souls NPC, you know. Oh, you found me down here. How unfortunate. I am bald now. Hee hee hee. Would you happen to know the football score? Ah, it's all fruitless now anyway. It's like a beautiful tweet. And that's Dark Souls. Like, it's like off, but it's on, you know? It's like a bad Xerox of Dark Souls, but in a good way. I just can't take it seriously. Like and it's, again, it's not a problem with it. You know what it is? And I don't know if people are ever going to join me on this, or if I'm going to always be on an island. of just a few people. But you know how there's like Oscar-winning movies that nobody in chat watches because they're boring? And I'm not talking about, you know, Tar and stuff like that. I'm talking about like, you know, The Darkest Hour or The Finest Hour. I'm talking about like prestige biopics where it's like, this actor has never won an Oscar, so we're gonna have them play like John F. Kennedy in the definitive John F. Kennedy biographical film. Hold on, Ala, is this the Chaos Bringer? Just watch out for that. That's what like God of War is like for me. God of War is like it's like making like the movie that's going to get made about Queen Elizabeth II's life and legacy is going to have 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's going to make $200 million at the box office. Everybody's going to fall asleep 2/3 of the way through the movie. They're going to wake up and say, you got to see it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime cinematic event. She did so much. And then it's going to win like 6 Oscars, mostly for whoever plays the Queen. Probably Anya Taylor-Joy, so true, and maybe costuming, and then like 2 years later, everyone will forget that it exists, and like Blade 4 is going to become like the biggest movie of that year. That's what God of War is like for me. I don't know. I would rather play something shitty than something that good. That's basically what I'm at. I know how it sounds. Okay, maybe not everybody forgot about God of War 2018, but everything else I stand by. Let me replace this. Look, it was a metaphor constructed on the fly. For it to only be like 80% accurate is pretty good. You ever heard other streamers make an analogy? Bro, that would be like if you were eating a sandwich and Adolf Hitler came in and put the mustard on. You're like, what are you talking about? I just sussed you for like doing a bad swipe in admin. Now you're comparing me to Adolf Hitler, the sandwich artist? Like, it seems it's an ad hominem attack. You think he's gonna say it's Kratosing time? It's God of Warring time. The game might hit you different if you played it after you had your kid. I mean, it's possible, but if they want people to play it when they have children, they shouldn't make that shit like fucking 40 hours long. It seems they're fundamentally diametrically opposed. They should make that shit like 45-minute bursts. You can save and quit? Yeah, then I'll still be playing God of War Ragnarok, being like 7 out of 10 entertained next April. You guys will already be on like, yo, you haven't played the Elden Ring DLC yet? You haven't watched Season 4 of Blockbuster? You still haven't even seen House of the Dragon. Oh my god. You haven't seen the Criterion Collection edition of Everything All Everywhere All at Once? You fuckers, you just digest content too fast. In order to stay part of the zeitgeist, you gotta throw shit away. You can't consume it all. It's impossible to do while maintaining a work-life and family balance. Plus, like, you just acknowledge here, why are we arguing about this? You don't want to see me play God of War Ragnarok. You want to watch me, and you want to watch God of War Ragnarok, but you don't want to watch me play God of War Ragnarok. It's not the way it goes. I'm assigning you to watch one of the Twitch Let's Players who will do the game the emotional justice that you feel it deserves. You can watch them play it on their nightmare difficulty. I'm gonna kill all the Valkyries run. Any percent, you know, tears on screen. This is the first video game that's ever made me cry edition. Like, that's fine. And I'll be over here, you know, doing like trivia or something like that and referencing the Backstreet Boys. Because when I do that, because I remember doing that shit during God of War. I'd be like, wow, this cutscene really reminds me of Roger Deakins' cinematography on Blade Runner. And people would be like, can you shut the fuck up and realize that like this boy is going through a crisis right now? And I'd be like, no. I've already been down the road. People are like, oh, but it's got new street lights. Okay, well, you know what? You take a scenic little drive. I'll be back here, you know, cooking up stuff in the lab. It's okay. I guarantee chat was full of +2s. I guarantee you it wasn't. Because I fucking lived through it, and you're just making up some headcanon. Dummy. I lived through it. I made it. I didn't just live through it. I wasn't in the theater. I was on the damn screen. You were looking at me, and I was looking at you. And you think you know how you reacted better than I do? What about Fallout New Vegas? Why do this to yourself and to me? Oh, you don't like story games? What about this one story game you played 7 years ago on stream that really brought the heat? Okay, what about the fucking 40 story games we played after Fallout New Vegas that nobody talks about at all because they forgot that it happened, because they fell asleep? Including Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. I don't forget. Okay, now there's some Deadly Premonition 1, Deadly Premonition 2, Life is Strange 1, All of the Dark Pictures stuff. Yeah, okay, that stuff is good. But you notice you're not saying God of War right now. I'm just pointing that out. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die. You notice, like, we played God of War. People are trying to use every game I've played except God of War in order to convince me to play the second one. Nobody's like, your God of War playthrough was good. Go back to the well. Everybody's like, oh, if you like Deadly Premonition 1, why don't you play God of War 1 like that and then God of War 2? I don't know, because maybe, like, God of War 1 is, like, competent and sane. Like, Deadly Premonition is, I don't want to say incompetent, but definitely off kilter. It gives you more opportunity to, like, insert yourself into the narrative. God of War insists upon itself like the New Yorker. You know, you can't be like, wow, this reminds me. Everyone's like, shut up. Shut up. You're going to Nibelheim with your only son. Can't you let the gravitas strike you? Streamer is afraid of his motions 2022 challenge, but also cries all the time, and we make fun of him for crying. Minari wasn't that sad. Minari wasn't that sad. Listen to yourself. Regardless, though, watch House of the Dragon. It's on my list. If it's any consolation, it's not like I'm watching something else instead of House of the Dragon. Although I did watch Blade 2 over the past 2 nights. I mean, there's a recurring theme, like, in the shit that I watch. I think the media that I like the most is auteur driven, and particularly when the auteur in question is, like, a little bit, crazy. Excuse me, Blade is not cape shit. It is, he does wear a cape. And it is not that good, but it is not cape shit. It's like, Blade is kind of Kino. If Blade was made, like, in Thai, it would be a movie that people would be insufferable about. People would be like, holy shit, you have to see Blade. But I really think it's underrated a little bit because it's in English. as absurd as that sounds. because it's in a language that, you know, well, I can't say you, but because it's in a language that I speak fluently, I think I look at the Blade writing and go, like, it's bad. Whereas when the writing is bad in a foreign movie, you go, oh, this is so emblematic of their culture. There must just be, like, a cultural difference that leads to this writing being... This writing sounds like a little amateurish to me, but it must be because of the localization. I'm sure it's not actually written like that in the... Like Squid Game? Dude, they should make a Squid Game movie. They should do... Netflix should do a reality show that's like, it's Squid Game, but what if Squid Game is real? And take out, like, all the killing and stuff like that, but just make it like a game show or something like that that maybe misses the point originally. Squid Game Auto Battler? Dude, they should add Squid Game to Fall Guys. Actually true? Holy cow. If they added Squid Game to Fall Guys, man, I would lose it. I would totally play as Triangle Mask, my favorite Squid Game character. I'm more of a Circle Mask guy. Can everyone just shut up for a second? I'm trying to focus on killing Alfred. He's the fallen king. Oh Lord, he coming. There's a wall! He's literally just walking? I know, we're like, he's just like me. I gotta be honest with you, I was a little bit disappointed with the boss there. Maybe I should play God of War Ragnarok. Oh, man. Oh, wait, then I just remembered the bosses from the first God of War. Are there some who call him Tim? Bat Chest? If you've ever made fun of me for crying at the end of Black Panther, sometimes people say during. It wasn't during, it was at the emotional conclusion of Black Panther, okay? If you've ever made fun of me for that, and yet you've quoted Monty Python and the Holy Grail in public, I'd like you to leave my chat right now. It's not that, you know, they're not both bat-chestable, and it's not that Monty Python and the Holy Grail is necessarily a bad film. It's just that, like, we're not so different, and yet you're trying to cyberbully me. So, honestly, like, you think you're better than me? Get out of here. If you've ever worn a shirt that says, my other car is a TARDIS. Now, this one is actually going to get a little close to the bone for some of you, so I apologize, but somebody's got to say it from a place of love. If you have either an Autobots or a Decepticon sticker on your car, you've lost the right to criticize me for anything bat-chestable in the chat, okay? And I know it's some of you because I have seen, I would say 1 in 100, 1 in 100 cars that I drive past has that bumper sticker of either the Autobots or the Decepticons. It's usually the Decepticons, and I'm like, wow, you think you're really cool. Except, how cool could you be? You bought a Transformers bumper sticker for your Mazda 3. No offense to the Mazda 3 owners. Apparently, it's a nice, it's maybe a best-in-class compact sedan, okay? I'm not insulting the vehicle. I'm insulting the driver specifically. It fell off after the Mazda 2. No, I never really thought about it, but it does seem like there's like a Mazda 3 and a Mazda 6. And I have no idea if there's been Mazdas like 1, 2, 4, and 5. Are they doing like a Fibonacci sequence sort of thing? There is a Mazda 2. Well, it's like a BMW. There's like an M3, right? But then like M2 is like a Samsung solid state hard drive. So like make it make sense. Have you seen the film Decision to Leave yet? No, I heard it's very good. It's a Korean, I guess I'll take armor. It's a Korean, I don't want to say drama, because it's a Korean drama that's not a K-drama, right? I heard it was very good. The only movies I've seen recently are Blade and Blade 2, so I think you could probably guess what's next on the list. And then maybe after that we'll get into Decision to Leave. I'm gonna get -2'd for this. I might get -2'd by my own wife. I've probably seen like, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 Korean dramas in my life. Some of them are good. Like the one, I forget what it was called, but the one about the Korean military police, that one was good. And then the one about the DP, yeah, I remembered it had a double entendre name. And then I'm talking about the TV shows, not the movies. And then there was the one where demons from hell come up and beat the shit out of people and then drag them to hell. That one was like middling. I forget, Hellbound, yeah. My life is so hellbound. That one was okay. But then, like, a lot of them, I'm like, it's just too dramatic, man. Like, if you haven't seen a ton of K-dramas, like, it really feels like every single one is, like, handsome son of a tech CEO, he's a workaholic, and he's trying to find love. You're like, okay, I'm sort of, like, with you so far. And they're like, okay, so who's his love interest? A lady got hit by a car and became a ghost. And she guides him to try to fall in love, but also they're trying to solve her murder at the same time because the person who hit her with his car, it wasn't like an accident, it was an actual murder. Every episode ends with like a really dramatic like cliffhanger. And then like a Snapchat filter comes over it where like flowers fly across the screen. And then they show an artsy montage of the emotional moments from that episode. And then they go and on the next episode and they've still got the flowers coming by. And it's like, chocolate! Like the people shouting at each other like, do you want to die, motherfucker? And then you watch the episode and it's like they're just sipping really like aesthetic goals coffees inside of like a beautiful looking cafe. Like it's just so, every episode is so dramatic. Like there's no like season long build. Every episode is Ozymandias over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Everyone's eating Subway, everyone's driving Volvo SUVs. Anyway, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying there are some where I'm like a 30% of the way through the episode, I'm like, man, this is like a restrained K-drama. And then lady's like, I'm an alien. And I'm like, I fucking knew it. Here we go, 9 episodes. And then the show is called like, My Ghost Girlfriend Who Was Murdered Is Also an Alien, ? And then people, you go to IMDb and it has like a fucking 9.8 out of 10. And people are like, this is the greatest show since Sky Castles. I'm not knocking it. I see a lot of them, okay? I'm not knocking it. You think I haven't seen Extraordinary Attorney Woo? Where every episode is the most insane trial that's ever happened in Earth's history? You think I didn't watch that show with Kate where the guy is trying to solve murders? There's like a hotel that murder victims' ghosts go to until their body is solved, and then there's like the old man that has to find their bodies, but then the old man is also, nobody knows, he might be dead, he might not be dead, I don't know. Like, that's Hotel Del Luna. I'm telling you, man. It's like magic. I can talk about it because I've experienced it. That one has IU in it. I didn't know that. But I like the IU songs. Blue. I'm 25. I know. People think, sometimes they'll be like, NL, that your take comes from a position of ignorance. All of my takes on Korean media come from a position of familiarity, quite frankly. I am unassailable in that sense. You can disagree with me, but you can't say you don't know what you're talking about. Why are people so obsessed with Marvel Snap? Nobody is really like obsessed with Marvel Snap. People are just playing it because it's like one of the rare card games that respects your time. These games are like 90 seconds long instead of 25 minutes long, and decks are only 12 cards instead of 60. So you don't have to go to Icy Veins. You just have to like search your collection for all cards with the same keyword and play. You may want to search inside of yourself and figure out why anybody talking about anything means that they're obsessed with it, in your opinion. You may want to examine, do a little soul searching there. I'm not here to try to ruin your life. I'm just trying to allow you to have some introspection, perhaps. And like, there's people out there that are like, oh, if everyone's talking about this, it must be ass. And you gotta look within yourself to figure out what's wrong with your personality in that case. Now, I do have that, but then I searched inside of myself and realized that it's just that I'm the only person with good taste. So as a result, I mean, you may find that out about yourself when you do the soul searching, but the odds are not good. Because look at what you're watching right now. NL is a queer icon. As a queer, absolutely not. This MF, het as hell. I don't know. You know what? Maybe we should run a poll or something. I don't know the answer. Would love to know your thoughts on this. I don't really care. I mean, I guess I would rather be a queer icon than not, if given the choice. But would you settle for an ace enemy? I'm not an enemy of people who identify as asexual. I don't know. I'm a nihilist icon. Because like, I genuinely just don't care. And I don't mean that as like a stand-in for just like I'm so tolerant, I don't care what you do. It's literally like, that's part of it, but another part of it is like, no, I don't care to the extent that I literally don't want you to tell me. I'm not gonna be offended by whatever you get up to in the bedroom. It's just gonna waste both of our time. I like to be tied up, and then my lover pours hot candle wax onto my balls, and then we scrape off the hot candle wax, and then we okay, fine. Like, I'm just waiting for my coffee. Like, that's good for you, I guess, but like, I don't even know like who you are. Like, don't tell me that. Just tell me like how many points the Dow is up today. Not so great take. What, you want me to care about what strangers are doing in the bedroom? Who do you think I am, a U.S. senator? Hold on, let me just, hey, upvote some dudes to the left, by the way. Do you talk as much on public transportation as you do on stream? No. You come in chat, I don't even know who you are, and ask, are you insane? Are you an insane person? Hey, just wondering, are you crazy? Everybody on the SkyTrain keeps to themselves, okay? It's unwritten Vancouver law. You could vlog. If vlogs have one hater, it's me. And I use the word hate like extremely loosely. This is like the most hater comment that you're ever gonna get from me. Like, all the channels on YouTube who are like, here's what things are like in Japan. Are you like tapped? Haven't you been to all the cafes now? Haven't you eaten at all the restaurants? Haven't you been to every train station? Haven't you been to every RioCon? Like, we gotta be getting close, right? It's not that I'm saying they shouldn't be making... Oh, I'm stupid. It's not that I'm saying they shouldn't be making the videos. I'm just more surprised at, like, the boundless ability for people to consume them. And when it was people talking, I kind of, like... Maybe I'm a boomer. But I kind of, like, got it more. Because I was, like, they're adding, like, their own spin on it. But then there's, like, YouTube channels who are, like, here's me... taking a ferry from my own perspective with no commentary at all. It's just subtitles occasionally. That's like me buying instant noodles out of the vending machine for lunch and then lying to the audience, like showing the steam coming off of the instant noodles and then writing a lie in the subtitle. Like, it was so delicious. The noodles were so salty and yummy, and the broth was so rich. No, it wasn't. That was 80 cents out of a vending machine, produced like in a factory in Sapporo, okay? Like, it's you don't have to say like, oh, it's garbage, but at least, come on, don't just lie to people in the subtitles and say like, so delicious. But people, I mean, I'm not saying, I'm poking fun at it, but like, at least those people are watching those like Japanese fairy videos instead of yelling at me in Super Auto Pets for like not putting some fucking, oh, you didn't put a pineapple on your mosquito, and what's a mosquito gonna do with a croissant, Danielle? You need to give it a pineapple so it can do 3 damage instead of 1. Like, it's like a harm reduction strategy, I guess, at the end of the day. It's okay, I have 2 monitors. In the end, all mortals bow to death. You are no exception to the rule. You have come very far, count me impressed. But nonetheless, your time has come. On the last floor, the blacksmith lets you go to level 5? What the hell? Really? So easily severed. Nice try. I mean, you're tankier than I'd like. Darkness. Is that supposed to be like scary or something? It's not really that scary. It's like, it's probably the easiest attack to dodge that I've ever seen, except for that time. Kind of mixed it up on me there. I'll have you know, I have over 500 confirmed mom fight victories. This is literally just like fighting Blue Mom. What's its name? You fight on the blue womb? You know what I'm talking about. Hush? That sounds right. So easily severed. This dude's just fishing for +2s right now. It's a little embarrassing. You got a reaction with the so easily severed last time. You decided to run it back to the well. Furtive pygmy. So easily severed. Wallet, keys, phone. Oh shit, I forgot the furtive pygmy. So easily forgotten. Let me run back real quick. Okay, I'm dodging into that now. That's not smart. I skipped your text. I'd like to apologize. Okay, Owens. Stand at high distance. High distance. There's too much shit on me. This is gonna be a close one, man. I gotta figure out how to dodge this attack again. Good start. Just wait for the lasers to dissipate and then enjoy your dodge. Fool. I'm on 1 life. I'm getting hit, but I don't know. Oh, because it's the blue things, obviously. I thought I could just stand still. Hey, fuck off. No. 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 If I can fucking fuck off. You fucking loser. You fucking idiot. You guys gotta go, dude. Ah! Oh! Come on. I really thought I had it there for a second. I was standing in the only part of the screen that made any sense to be in. I got a little cocky for sure. I was talking shit about other vloggers. We did not survive this floor. It was a good run, though. It was a good run. It's actually pronounced GIFs. So true. So true. I don't even know what GIF stands for. Is it generated image format? That's a stupid name. They should have called them movies, because it's like a picture that moves. Graphical interchange format? Who named that? The world's hugest nerd? So, like a horrendous name. They should have called them movies and then used like .mov or something like that instead. Like, what the hell is a JPEG? I know it's a picture. I could not tell you what a JPEG is. What does JPEG stand for? It was named by Sir Jonathan Pegg. They were made by Joseph Pegg. That can't be true. It stands for just a picture, genius. This is why I only use bitmaps. Everybody complains, but like, you can just open that shit in Paint. Sure, it's like, you know, 90 megabytes to get a little picture of a smiley face, but so what? Data's cheap these days. Unless you're Amazon and you're selling data to Twitch, a company that's also you. Anyway, can I tell you, I don't know if Apollo's still here. I want him to still be here for this. Can you stop pretending like you're going mano a mano with Jeff Bezos? First off, he doesn't know who you are. Secondly, Jeff Bezos is not the CEO of Amazon anymore. That's antiquated information. He retired a year and a half ago. The CEO of Amazon is Andy Jassy. You're going toe-to-toe with Andy Jassy, okay? Jeff Bezos is just, I don't even know what he's doing. It looks like he's going to like parties and wearing fancy clothes, and it seems like he's kind of just enjoying his like Chad arc. I'm not saying based. I'm just saying like he might still be on the board. I don't know, but he's not involved. He's not the chief executive. Okay. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying Apollo's not going toe to toe with him. He's going toe to toe with Andy Jassy. He should buy Twitter. Wait, did someone already do that? You should buy Twitter, brother. If it keeps going this way, I might be in the running. Hear me out here. I've got a great business idea for Twitter, though, okay? Are you ready for this one? Everything's exactly the same, except Twitter Blue is $6.99 a month instead of $8. That's like a 12% savings, man. How was your weekend? Thank you for asking, Josh. I had a good weekend. It was a very pedestrian sort of dad weekend. On Saturday, I don't really remember what we did on Saturday, but I remember I took the baby out for a walk for her nap. We must have gone somewhere. I don't really remember. We're kind of decompressing. Last week was so busy with like, we had Halloween, we had a hockey game. It's not like a ton, but it's a lot when every day is also like a lot. Adding like a 2-year-old into any of those situations does make it like a little bit more complicated. But then on Sunday, you know, we drove out to Burnaby, which is like the city just east of Vancouver. Got some Korean food, got some Korean groceries. We tried to feed anybody Korean food pilled here. We tried to feed our baby kalguksu because she loves ramen. We thought, hey, we'll go out for Korean food. Kalguksu and ramen are not the same, but they're both like noodle soups that have like a rich and salty broth. Like, we thought she would love it. She was not that into the kalguksu, but check this out. We also had kimchi jjigae, also known as the kimchi pancake. She was like, I want that. We're like, are you sure you're gonna like that? Because it's a little spicy. We chopped it up fine for her. She nom 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 nom. She ate it up like crazy, dude. She went insane on the kimchi jjigae. I was so surprised. And that was bad. Then like we came back and she's really enjoyed pretending to be a doctor and treating all of her dinosaur toys and animal toys for like colds. She goes like, you know, he is not feeling well. And I go, oh, what's wrong? And she goes, oh, like, can you listen to his heart? And I listen to his heart, and I'm like, oh, his tummy hurts. Like, it doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. I don't need to read. Warriors don't use mana. So we did that for like 5 hours while Kate watched Worlds. That was pretty much the weekend. And then yesterday, Kate did that for like 5 hours while I played some Marvel Snap and Set YouTube videos. So that's the That's the trade-off. I asked about your weekend, not your life story. I mean, you know, we don't really get up to that much on the average weekend. It's just a lot of, like, walking around. So going to the grocery store is pretty exciting for me. It is Tuesday today. Me, when I told someone I'd pay them a Tuesday for a hamburger today, but today is Tuesday. No! Hank! Hank! You're gonna have to pay for the hamburger today! Yeah, sure, I don't know. Upgrade my Morningstar or whatever. It's pretty cheap. It's only 20 gold. Excuse me, I am SmartServe certified, okay? When I was looking for a summer job between my second year and my third year of university, I got my SmartServe, which is like it's an, I don't know if it's Canadian, but it's Ontario at least, program that allows you to learn the practices of safe serving alcohol in bars and restaurants. It was one of the easiest quizzes or tests I've ever taken in my entire life. Almost every single question is like, somebody comes into your establishment with vomit all over them, smelling strongly of alcohol. What should you do? A, refuse them service. B, give them whatever they wanted. C, dance up, jump on one foot and touch your head. And you're like, anyway. By the way, as somebody who was very, throughout my late teens and early 20s, was very unsmartly served, nobody was following that shit, right? Your bar could not, you know, like it's the law, at least here, you're not supposed to serve anybody that's openly intoxicated. Like, you're not, you could serve them food, but you're not supposed to serve them alcohol. Is this just a big lie we're all telling to each other? How do you think a bar is supposed to survive if they don't serve alcohol to drunk people? It doesn't make any sense. Like, someone's been sitting down at your establishment. They've had like 8 drinks in 2 hours. You're well, they weren't visibly intoxicated. So I don't know what I was supposed to do. It's a choose-your-own-adventure law. It's just, they should make you go through a breathalyzer before you buy another drink, man. If they want to take the law seriously, at least. There's I mean, throughout college, there have been multiple situations where I clearly should not have been served. And everybody around me should not have been served either. I just, like, I'm not saying the system's broken. I'm more saying, like, why are we pretending that that's the law? Oh, it's cover your ass, not choose your own adventure. That's why I would re-roll this. I was kind of losing it because, I mean, the Library of Laterno yesterday linked me to that, our Vancouver thread that was like the hospital, the BC Children's Hospital ER wait time is 9 hours today. And I was looking through the posts. So first off, I was like, thank God it's not just me. But I was looking through the posts, and apparently in all the posts, people were like, okay, so like before you talk to a doctor, like before you waste 10 hours going to the emergency room or like going to an after hours or a private care clinic where they're just going to tell you, sorry, you didn't show up at, 8 a.m. so you can't get served before 9 p.m. when we close, you can call 811 and then speak to a nurse, okay? We've done it a couple of times. It takes 30 minutes to get through. Then they say, hey, give us your information. Okay, now hold. The average wait time is 2 hours. So then you wait on it for 2 hours and you go, oh, my daughter's coughing and she has a runny nose. They're like, you need to go to the emergency room fucking right now. And we're like, well, we would have been 2 hours deep into the wait right now if we'd just gone right away. And then I was reading the posts and every post was like, yeah, I call 811 like every time my kid gets sick, but they literally, it's a cover your ass law apparently. If they have anything to do with a child, they just tell you to go to Emerge so that there's like a limited liability for the nurse on the phone. Well, that's like fine. You think it's possible you could do that shit like as soon as I tell you my infant daughter or my toddler daughter has like symptoms? Maybe you could just say, hey, go to the emergency room instead of making me wait at home for 2 hours and then being like, oh, she has a cold, go to the emergency room. We call it Emerge sometimes in Canada. My gird, I spent all day at Emerge. The only restaurant open is Tim Hortons. Guess I'll get a pressed steak sandwich. Is a cold an emergency? Well, you tell me, brother. When is your like 2-year-old and they're crying and they have a fever? Is it a cold, or is it meningitis, or is it COVID, or is it RSV, or is it fucking avian flu, or is it like, you know, when you're an adult you can sort of like tease it apart, but with a kid it's harder to get a straight answer. So that's why you want a little bit of medical attention. But it turns out I forgot the medical system is not designed to have people actually use it. Like when almost nobody requires medical attention, the service, I have to assume it works like a damn charm. But now that people are taking advantage of the medical services that are in their neighborhoods, there's all this shit's all falling apart. I think we just need to take I think you're right, take like a year off where nobody gets sick. If we could just all agree not to get sick for like a year, so that we could move through like the wait lists for surgeries and stuff like that. To give the doctors and nurses, the other healthcare workers, a chance to decompress after what I'm sure has been like, you know, a crazy like couple of years or something like that. We could just have just take a year off. You can go out and whatever, like just don't get sick. No, I'm not advocating for private healthcare. I just want to be seen by a doctor. I don't care if it's well, I would rather it be public. I just want to be, you know, I just want to like be able to go to a doctor and they're like, "Oh, thank you for coming," instead of like, "What the fuck are you doing here, you asshole?" Don't you know everybody's sick? You can't come to the doctor. Everybody's sick. Oh, by the way, if you have a sore throat, a runny nose, a fever, a cough, if you've ever had body aches, you can't see the doctor right now. That's the only reason I would come in, to see the doctor, quite frankly. So now we're at a bit of an impasse. I don't want to be Seinfeldian, but it's like saying the restaurant doesn't serve hungry people. I wouldn't come to the restaurant unless I was hungry. Or bored, maybe. They need to make like a McDonald's for doctors. Wait a minute, hold on. Fine. Okay, we have to think about that one. We'll lead as two kings. Please, listen. I know this is the first time you're ever hearing this, but if you're from America, it's not all about you. You already got an election today, okay? You're the main characters. Me complaining about not being able to get adequate medical attention doesn't mean like I'm inviting you to be like, well, at least your awful medical attention is covered in your taxes, you know, instead of requiring out-of-pocket payment. Like, you can still just also complain. It can suck in more than one place at the same time. Americans wait too, they just have to pay? Okay, who asked? I don't even know who you are. You're probably from Vancouver, Washington. Does Canada not have urgent care? We do, but like ever since the pandemic, the urgent cares, like they have a lineup before they open. Then when they open, they hit capacity within like 30 minutes. Like when I had salmonella, I went to urgent care. I got there before it opened up. I was like 15th in line. And then I walked in at 9 a.m. and I didn't get to leave until like 3. It was crazy. And then when I saw the doctor, he was just like, buy some Imodium. You couldn't have just put that shit in a damn, like, you couldn't write an AI to tell me that shit would save me an afternoon? Hey, if it's, I know you're complaining about how miserable it is right now, but like if it stays miserable for like another 2 days, I would come back and waste like another day. Otherwise, I would just buy some Imodium. How the pharmacies up there, they recently, I mean, BC, at least they're trying to do something. So they're giving pharmacists the ability to, I'm not paying a key to lose money. Are you crazy? It's like paying a cover fee to get into a casino. Go your place. They're letting pharmacists diagnose like minor ailments and then prescribe like certain, you know, fairly non-risky medications. So if you came into a pharmacist and you're like, I have diarrhea, they could be like, you know, here's some Imodium or something. Imodium's not a good example because it's over the counter, which I think makes sense. But also, I did read from the pharmacists that were like, we don't want to do this shit. Like, that's so much extra liability on us for like no benefit whatsoever. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Seems right too, honestly. Because I don't know if anybody asked the pharmacists before they rolled out this this new change in policy, but it seems like many pharmacists are like, I don't want to do that. You're absolutely right. They should have just led as two kings on that one. I don't know. You can catch me going to the pharmacist and walking up and being like, I don't know, I just don't feel right. Just making their life harder for no reason. Already takes, you know, an hour and a half to get your prescription filled. Hey, I have night sweats and I have generalized weakness. Can you diagnose me real quick? 10 times Channing Tatum understood the assignment. Blessed Echoing Fury +3. Plus 20% damage against the undead. It removed the other one? Whatever. Cthulhu's kind of like undead, right? HP Lovecraft? He's not undead. He's something different. Something in between. He's a different... he's so horrifying, he could not possibly even be described, even though I promise I'm really good at describing things. He was like really weird. He was like a liquid. He was like a liquid. He was like a liquid man. Oh, incalculable horrors. Yes. It was like a color. It was like a color that we couldn't even really like describe it even if we tried. But if I had to, I would say it's like kind of somewhere between like a pink and a purple. It's so good. It's feral now? Is that good? Just fucking give her, feral. Hold on, I need to do a quick stat comparison. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for the resin. Oh, my shit is too complicated. There's way too much shit going on there. Yeah, this guy, his name is Death. There's no way this fucker is undead. It's like saying I'm un-Ryan. I'm un-Ryan, if this is like Le Classe Français, circa 1998, but like... But there, you know, because it was 1998, there was way more than un-Ryan. There were like, usually every class would have like 99 Ryans, so like... I didn't get hit there, you got hit there. Oh, sorry, darkness. Okay, this attack is very dodgeable. I would just say one of the things you could do to dodge it is like make an effort. Yeah, like at all. Okay, fuck off. 72% no on that one, okay? Hey, can you say 79 in French? Yes. Give me a second. 79. +2, Lamau, he got it. It doesn't even sound like a D's nuts. It's not even, I'm not accepting that I was owned by that one. Anyway, I guess we'll run one more tiny rogue. Bro, is the international over, by the way? I gotta, Valve, listen, okay? Nothing but respect. You can't run that shit at the same time as Worlds. Like, what are you doing? That's like opening an action movie like the same weekend that like Avengers comes out in theaters. Like, you gotta move it, you gotta avoid it, man. It's not, maybe it sucks to kind of like resign the weekend, but like, you gotta live in the real world as well. 3-0 finals, kind of boring. Meanwhile, League of Legends had supposedly one of the best worlds of all time. Iron Man and The Dark Knight came out the same summer. Yeah, they didn't come out the same fucking day. It was probably, everything moved to get out of Batman's way, except there was probably like some Meryl Streep like period drama where it's like, she's an old lady, but guess what? She opens a restaurant. Actually, you know what? I'd mean all disrespect to Valve too. They never should have abandoned Vancouver as the site of the international, man. Especially with the Canadian Dota scene being so strong. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that it would have been very convenient for me to have people, you know, that like video games come to my city to watch it, and then also maybe like we could go out for dinner afterwards or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. I went to the Vancouver TI and had a blast. Yeah, I mean, we had some people that came to town for it. They seemed to have a good time. It sounds like you didn't go to the event. Why not? Because I don't know what's happening in Dota, and I find it boring to watch. You gotta put a ring on that chick before she gets old, because at level 6, like, she could become unstoppable, honestly. Unless she levels stats, right? Lol, Wind Ranger player. Back in my day, we used to call her Wind Runner, which was the style at the time. Okay, Grandpa, let's get you back to the cemetery. Lycanthrope's not in the game anymore? I remember when they added that, dude. I was like, what? Werewolves? Can't wait to visit the side shop. Wait, there's no side shops anymore? I was insane at dodging in the bushes around the Dire side shop. He doesn't know. Are you guys being serious with me? You know, I've played like 3 games of League of Legends in my life, but Kate blew my mind. I asked her who buys Courier in Worlds, and she looked at me like it was like the dumbest question she's ever been asked. There's no Courier in League? So if you want to buy stuff, you have to TP back to base? Bro, they should invent like a Courier or something. You don't buy Courier in Dota either? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Everyone gets... What is this? Everyone gets a Courier for free in Dota now? But that was like my #1 contribution to the squad, was being the guy who's like, I'm not using my gold anyway. Next you're gonna tell me they like auto-place wards and counter wards on the river. Wards are free now? What the hell? What's the point of even playing support, man? You can buy fun items now? Wards are fun. Your team says thank you when you get them. That's pretty nice. Now I gotta actually like cast my skills properly. That seems like a damn disaster waiting to happen. No, they do not. Well, yeah, but be that as it may. If they said thank you, it would be nice. Should have another segment where I read Vancouver fast food restaurant reviews from Google out loud. They always make me laugh. The world's weirdest people, they're always so eager to tell you how weird they are, and it's beautiful. Normal people are always like, I'm a little weird. Oh, really? Yeah, I like mustard. Crazy people are like, everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying the cashier has had it out for me for 20 years. Everybody's saying it. Normal people will be like, I can watch so many episodes of The Office. Like this weekend, I watched like 6 episodes. I know. Crazy people be like, hey, have you seen that 12-hour video essay about how the Earth is actually flat? Yeah, I've watched it twice. When are you going to do your Cabinet of Curiosities tier list? Okay, listen. The Autopsy and the Viewing, S tier. The Outside is like A tier. Pikmin's Model, I don't know, dude, I would put like everything else in B, honestly, just because like I'm not a hater. Even the episodes I didn't really like, they had something I liked about them. Like Tim Blake Nelson being the biggest loser on planet Earth. Hey, Tim Blake Nelson, can you go answer that for me? How about you fucking fuck yourself? You fucking, I didn't give my left ear for this country, so for you to tell me to do anything, you fucking, like you're watching this, you're like, you know this dude's gonna get like eaten by like a garbage can or something at the end of the episode. Similarly, Crispin Glover in Pikmin's Model. I'll have a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt and pepper, ketchup, mayo on a roll. Yes, sir. I've seen condiments. They're not fake. The condiments I've seen would shake you to your core. I've seen Crunch. I've seen Dijonnaise. I'm sorry, I forgot until just like halfway through it that he's doing a Boston accent the whole time too. I'm painting my life. I'm painted. This is Brad Marchand scoring the game-winning goal at the TD Garden. I honestly, and I don't think it's a bad song. If there's a Cure song that I think gets too much respect, in my opinion, it's Friday I'm in Love. And I know a lot of people are gonna hate that, but I don't want to go off on a rant here, but does anybody else think that Friday I'm in Love is just Mambo number 5, but for goths? Jenny, Becky, fall apart. Tina, Rita, break my heart. Susan, I can't even start. It's Mambo number 5. Like, I don't like grocery list songs. I like The Cure. I'm not trying to knock The Cure. It's simply, and if you know, honestly, if push came to shove, you said, hey, can you review Friday I'm in Love? I would still give it like a 7. But when people act like it's like the best song the band ever made, I'm like, that's where I draw the line and I take some offense. But Friday to the left now. So true. Monday time. 2 times now. Diddle-it, diddle-it. Friday, I'm in love. Friday, I know this song more, not because of weddings I've been to, but because of the Elmo slide now. Jump to the front. Jump to the other front. Cut 2 times. I do think that, like, everybody talks about the Chipotle video where Ozzy Osbourne loves going to Chipotle, but I bet this is so mean. I'm so sorry to Ozzy Osbourne, but I bet that the person that takes his order at Chipotle fucking hates when he comes into the restaurant, man. Because, like, he's not the most efficient communicator. And then they gotta, okay, so Ozzy, what do you like on your burrito bowl? You're like, oh, here we fucking go. Get the, and the, you just like, you're like, Ozzy, we gotta, there's like 11 toppings after this, and then like 5 salsas, and then like finishers, and add-ons, and stuff like that. Like, it's gonna be, just give you like a number 1 or something. He just walks in and gets the usual. But you can't do that. Maybe you could do that if you're Ozzy. But like every post on r/Subway is like when old people come in and ask for the usual, and it's like the Mad Men image where John Hamm says, I don't even know who you are. I wasn't making fun of him. I said he's not the most efficient communicator. I think that was a very diplomatic way to express what I was thinking. Food service workers in chat, do people actually go in and ask for the usual? I mean, I don't work in food service. I've never seen somebody do it, but I am sure that if you work at like a Subway long enough, it would happen to you with some frequency. I feel like you can only do that, like, I mean, I would never have the balls to order the usual. There's something very sad about going to like a franchised restaurant and ordering the usual. It's like such a surrogate form of like 1950s Americana community. You go to your local diner and then like you know the waitress's name and you're like, hey Glenda, hey Bill, how you doing today? And they're like, that's good. The usual? Yes, please. And like that's Americana. Walking into like a Burger King and then going like, I'll have the usual please, and the person behind the counter is like, I just started working here 2 days ago, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know who you are. We don't have that anymore. Well, at least not in that way. It's kind of sick to have a usual though. Take it from a guy who eats like the same thing for lunch like 7 days a week basically. It changes week to week, but Joseph Manastar, my favorite anime hero, villain? I don't know. I know you're a huge Sonic fan. Are you gonna play Sonic Frontiers? I'm crazy, man. I don't even like the old Sonics. Anytime I play them, I'm like, yeah, I'm running fast, but like, for what? Like in Mario, I kind of like, I get what I'm doing. In Sonic, I just, I don't get it. I'm like, I'm running fast, I'm running into shit, I'm hitting spikes, I'm picking a ring back up, I'm accelerating again. I'm like, what am I doing? Sonic, what are you running from? Or what are you running to? He's running from the IRS? Oh, okay, now that it's relatable, okay. I might consider it, actually. Listen, this is not like an anti-tax rant in the slightest. I just don't know. I guess it's for legal purposes. The government always has to communicate in like the scariest, least human way possible. Like we had an accounting change recently. And I as a result of that accounting change, I got a letter in the mail from the government that was like, just so you know, you do not qualify for quarterly dispositions as a result of like these 4 factors. And they're like, one or more of these applies to you. And one of them is like, you don't make enough money. One of them is like, your account is in arrears and you're gonna go to federal fucking prison. And like, there's like 7 like that. So you don't know if it's like relatively innocuous or if like you're going to jail. And I was reading it through And I was like, what does this shit even mean? And then I realized I parsed it in the legalese, and it was like, you have to make monthly payments instead of quarterly payments. Here's the kicker. I'm already making monthly payments. So I basically got a letter in the mail that was like, fuck you, keep it up. It was so scary just for like no reason. They didn't even have to send me the letter in the first place. They were like, just so you know, as of February 2023, absolutely nothing will change. Okay. Like, that's good, but, like, at the same time, kind of, like, piqued my adrenaline a little bit. Don't you love restaurants that insult you, though? No, I mean, listen, that's a nuanced bit. I don't like necessarily, like, a gimmick restaurant. I mean, I don't hate it, but it doesn't matter to me. A gimmick restaurant that is, like, you know, they call you, like, a fat, bald asshole when you walk in, like, Dick's, or, you know, there used to be a place in Vancouver called Elbow Room, and their whole shtick was like they would insult you to your face when you walked in. But I actually like, I never know how to pronounce the word, but it's exactly the word I'm looking for, so forgive me. I like brusque service. I don't, like, service where people come by and they, like, the server wants to hang out at your table for, like, 5 minutes. That's always uncomfortable for me because I'm sitting down and they're standing up. So it feels like there's like a power dynamic. And like I was also in the middle of having a conversation with the person I was dining with. I just want them to come over and be like, everything good? Like if I get the choice between you guys got everything you need, or how are those first few bites treating you? Give me the water pitcher refill and then the you guys need anything over the how you guys enjoying those first few bites. I'll take that any day of the week. It sounds like that's what Europe is like. I should go to Europe. Then there is like multiple potions. Holy cow! There is like bad service for me. I never care about rudeness, to be honest. Like I just look at that as like banter feel. But I do get annoyed. I feel like whenever I go out to eat pho, there's like a 60% chance they forget my drink. I don't know if it's because I'm a man and I got a Diet Coke or whatever. But there's like, if I'm like, hey, I'll take like a number 7 large and a Diet Coke, they're like, yeah, we got that. And then like, you know, surprise, surprise, it's 40 minutes later and I'm like, can you take the Diet Coke off my bill? You never brought it. I'm just real parched. Yeah, oh, I'm just so thirsty right now. This man gets a large pho. I've accepted that, like, for some foods, I'm a large. I'm not gonna be the 2 sandwiches guy at McDonald's. I'm not gonna, and we've talked about this before, I refuse to let my id get that kind of control over me. I'm never gonna be the guy that has chicken nuggets as a side. I think it's a level of decadence that I would never be able to pull back from. But yeah, I get a large soup. And you know what? When I order ramen, I pay the upsell for extra chashu as well. I do. Because usually when I eat the ramen, I'm like, man, I could really go for like 1 extra chashu. And then like you pay extra and they're like, here's 3 extra chashu. And I'm like, whoa, this is like, call it a bargain. The best I ever had. You always confuse it for the Netherlands? Yeah, but that's a North American thing. It's because of the Dutch-Danish thing. Like, why are the Netherlands so confusing? They're the Netherlands, but they're also Holland, and if you're from there, you're Dutch. Like, shouldn't you be, like, Netherlandian or something like that? Almost every other country on Earth just is like, country named Eminem, country named Eminem. Shouldn't you be Hollandaise? This is for Holland, those your Holland. You know that one? Magnetic Fields. I've watched a lot of Chef's Table. Seems like there's a lot of great restaurants in Copenhagen where they like serve you like a cauliflower puree on top of like an old rock or something. I'm into it. I'm into it! Why does everyone think I'm being toxic? I'm into it. If it's not from Holland, it's not hollandaise sauce, it's just sparkling béarnaise. Okay, that's a +2. I made that one up myself, so I'm gonna take credit for that. I'm gonna take the +2s. It's just salty lemon curd. You saying you're the walrus, brother? Eating hollandaise sauce, just a salty lemon curd. Parma ham, Benny, $35. Man, you gotta be joking. This is way too much. I am the brunch man. That doesn't make any sense. But you still got it. You gotta go until you get to the Goo Goo Gajoo. Can you imagine, dude, John Lennon would be so fucked up if he was alive today with all this inflation. Can you imagine him getting like a semolina cornflake? He'd be like, semolina cornflakes, £9 now. Can you believe it, Paul? It's so stupid. Sorry, semolina custard. He's sitting on a cornflake, waiting for the band to come. I think that's what he's... And then don't even get me started. Paul, don't even get me started on the yellow matter custard. So true. Yellow matter custard, an extra 90p on top. First you gotta put £8 for the semolina cornflake, and then that was getting a little New Zealand, but then the yellow matter custard's an extra 90p on top. Can you believe it? They haven't even asked him about the Georgie pie. It's a fucking stamp. I'm dead. All right, we'll pay out the doubters on that one. Bro, what are we gonna do for 50 minutes? I don't know. Here, let me just... Tim Hortons, Granville Street. Slash marker. Tiny Rogues. 3.5 out of 10. Wait, which one is this, though? No, this one's in South Vancouver. That's too nice of a Tim Hortons. We gotta get a little spicier. Take me into the downtown peninsula. Let's see here. Sure. 1001 Denman Street. That'll work. It's in the West End, but let's give it a chance. Let's go check out some reviews here. Tim Hortons. Then we're going to sort by 1 star. Worst Tim Hortons. Staff is so slow. I waited 5 minutes to have my order taken. Then the manager came out because the staff member entered it wrong. Manager said she doesn't understand. Shouldn't you have staff working that know what they are doing? Okay. Laziest staff I've ever seen in Vancouver. Tim Hortons is a coffee restaurant. Just serve the coffee properly and freshly brewed. Do not mix the old leftover and mix the brewing coffee in between. Inefficient manager and inefficient staff. Waste of time and waste of money. I wish they should lose this location because of lazy staff ruining the brand name and reputation. Okay? Awful attitude and atmosphere from staff. No greeting. Okay, we found one. No greeting. And just glare at me. We'll never be back to this location. Brother, you're at a Tim Hortons in downtown Vancouver. You're going to be back. You've already demonstrated a shocking lack of judgment. I can't trust the word coming out of your mouth. I think you'll be back next week. Lazy and entitled staff. I ordered yesterday. It doesn't even have... That's the end of the review. I ordered yesterday. Ordered a few things for work staff. Was shorted a bottled water, French vanilla coffee, and medium coffee with French vanilla. When I returned 5 minutes later, the same staff member denied my order and argued no name on her name tag but a smiley face. Holy cow. Disgusting place. Almost wait 15 minutes to place order because employees were busy talking. Then a girl came named Jasleen and delivered bad customer service. They were not even sorry. Jasleen! Oh, man. I was the customer here, and I was refused to use the washroom. Both were out of service. The seller explained to me that one is locked and cannot be opened, and the other one is for staff. I asked again to use the staff washroom and was refused. Okay, I mean, that sucks. I can understand being mad about this one. 4th edit! Oh, my God! Anyway, sorry, I'm just... Listen, we got to get a little crazier than that. How about McDonald's? It's on, like... It's probably, like, Abbott. And you know what? We'll just call that McDonald's Chinatown. That's West Pender. Okay, let me take a look at the reviews on this one real quick. 3.1 out of 5. See, this is insane. Who would give this a one... What kind of one-star review is this? You're ordering takeout from a McDonald's. Get ready for the eviscerating review here that gave them a 1 star. Hey, everyone. First off, what are you doing? So I had a takeout from this restaurant along with my friend. It was a total disappointment. I specifically ordered sandwiches with extra sauce, but there was not enough sauce. On another sandwich, there was supposed to be habanero sauce, but they added 3 different sauces to it that totally ruined the flavor. The fries were not fresh at all, and the iced coffee was not mixed properly. I do not recommend this reference. This is your first time at McDonald's? Sounds like you gave an insane request to McDonald's, and they didn't have it up to your standards. You're ordering from the wrong restaurant. Like Le Cordon Bleu is that away. Some reviews from this restaurant you can't even read. This place is disgusting. I ordered a Big Mac and large fries with a medium coffee, cream, 3 sugars. I don't know why they have to put the full order in the review, like somebody from McDonald's is going to see it and give them a coupon. I got a soggy, horrible burger with meat patties so thin you could see through them. They slathered on way too much sauce. It was cold, and after one bite, that was enough. My coffee didn't have any sugar at all. I would recommend to everyone thinking of getting from this McDonald's location, do not go there. Again, first time? This is your first time at McDonald's? Doesn't deserve a single star. The staff don't know how to treat customers. I would suggest McDonald's to change their staff. I mean, this one is, there's some truth to this one. Well, no. Then I clicked more and they go insane. But this one, 1-star review. Service is average. The store is extremely filthy. If the health inspector came into this McDonald's, they would shut it down. I watched a homeless person bleed all over the counter and no one cleaned it up. That sounds crazy, but I actually believe that that is true. That seems like something that could happen at the McDonald's. Very dirty location. Pop was the only thing salvageable, LOL. Customer service also not good. What does everybody keep going into? Everyone keeps going into McDonald's expecting good customer service. Why are you so mad? Okay, actually, there's a picture here that is disgusting. This was the poutine they served me, and it's literally like, it's just a box of fries with 1 curd log on top of it. Show it. Hold on. Can I save image as? It saves as a complete web page. Hold on. I can do this. I'm good with computers. Snipping tool. I'm going to snip this out real quick. And I'm going to right-click Save As. I'm going to call that Poutine. And I'm not going to save it in 2022 tax documents. I'm going to put that in, let's say, Downloads. Okay, it seems like a good place for that to be. And then I'm going to add image Poutine. Then I'm going to browse. I'm going to go to Downloads. And there it is, right there. I mean, this is a 1-star poutine for sure. This is not acceptable. When I said it was 1 curd log, I hope that this was what you were picturing, because this is like. And then the gravy is just like, look at those fries, man. They're like the bow of the Titanic just poking up out of the Atlantic Ocean. Like, this is just not right. Best restaurant in the UK. Oh, shut up. But also +2. Worst McDonald's ever. Charged me twice and edit still got 7 pickles in cheeseburger and burnt apple pies. Seriously? Don't go to this McDonald's. Ground is always sticky. Least intelligent people I have ever met work here. Oh my God, dude, that's too much. You just criticize the restaurant. You don't have to go into like a personal attack. Egg McMuffin meals came with a medium coffee. That dunce of a woman behind the counter gave us a small. I asked for McChicken sauce. She said they'd charge for it. That doesn't seem like the first one is a reasonable mistake. The second one, it seems like she just told you something you didn't want to hear. Next person asks, they got some for free. Racist staff here. Reviewer's name, by the way, is Kevin Connors. But I shouldn't be treated differently. Okay, well, I mean, I don't think the staff are racist, but I don't know. I wasn't there. It's possible, but now this McDonald's, I have nothing good to say about it. They always get my order wrong. I would say 4 times out of 10 they get my order wrong. Already, you've admitted to a lie by necessity within the first 2 sentences of your review. Not once have I been compensated, nor have they apologized. They always take the bag back with this look of disgust, and now I have to wait all over again, sometimes making me late for work. You gotta stop going to this restaurant. Easily the worst McDonald's I've ever been to in my life. Okay, that might be true. No access to drinking fountain. That I believe that's true as well. The manager at this location is rude and condescending. Even when apologizing, she uses a rude tone. I will never patronize this location again. I know how this is punching down, but me writing a review for a restaurant that serves like a whole breakfast for $4 Canadian, this establishment will never experience my patronage ad infinitum. Like it's crazy. She is also a liar. She claimed to have checked her camera footage all in the span of 10 seconds, then called me a liar for asking for a refund for food they didn't give me. She didn't check her cameras because then she would have seen her employees only giving me part of my order. To top it all off, she hung up on me. This guy's trying to get a refund for his McDonald's food over the phone? I hope she gets the same energy back threefold that she dishes out to loyal customers. I also hope anyone who's been treated this way leaves a similar review. Holy cow. This dude's calling McDonald's to get a refund. I didn't even know you could do that. In overall summary, purely, oh my God, it's the longest review I've ever seen in my life. In overall summary, purely in terms of service, it's worse relative to other locations. I can't compare food quality because you know what you're getting, and they are pretty consistent throughout all other locations. So far, so good. I'm writing a negative review because I wanted to share a story. I once walked in and asked for a junior chicken meal. The worker replied, okay, so 1 junior chicken. Would you like fries or drinks with that? I said, yes. That's why I asked for the meal. He then replied, there's no meal in junior chicken. And we went back and forth on how there is such a thing as a junior chicken meal and that I order it quite often, especially at this particular location. The worker began to show frustration and kept telling me there is no such thing as a meal, and if I wanted the drinks and fries, I would have to order it separately, which would cost more. It was after 5 minutes when the person behind me got even more frustrated, went up to the worker and said, dude, are you serious? There's a button on your machine that says junior chicken meal. Then they went back and forth for another few minutes. The worker got so angry, he got his manager. And you know what? There is such a thing as a junior chicken meal. I know I've had some frustrating experiences at low-end restaurants. Hey! Low-end? Let's not make any enemies. It's just a place you can go for a reasonably priced fast food meal. Low end. Yeah, in the same way that the low end theory by A Tribe Called Quest is low end, maybe. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. How about this Subway? You got any psychotic reviews of this Subway? I feel like if I had to pick which restaurant has the most insane regular clientele, it would probably be Subway. I'd feel like, and I eat there a lot, but I feel like it's a lot of insane people that eat there for sure. Oh, man. Terrible service. I ordered a mobile order for pickup. Went home, realized they made my sub wrong. I need specifics, okay? If they gave you the wrong type of sandwich or put like a bunch of stuff on it you didn't ask for, that's maybe cause for annoyance. If you asked for olives and they didn't put any olives on, welcome to DoorDash. That's the DoorDash tax, okay? Sometimes the convenience of ordering something on like an online app, it's not going to be, it might be like 98% what you ordered. Maybe the Dasher ate your olives. Maybe the dingo ate your baby. I called several times, but the lady didn't pick up the phone. She finally picked up the phone after the 6th try. She's probably making sandwiches. We told her she screwed up the order and to make the sandwich again. She hung up on us. When we walked in, she ignored us. Just plain rude, nasty attitude. It sounds like one good turn deserves another. When she made us the new sub, she demanded the old wrong sub be handed to her after being told we could keep it. It sounds like it was so disgusting you didn't even want it, but yet you also want to keep it. She made us upset. Way to go, Subway. Don't go to this Subway. They will screw up your order and say that it's your fault when you have the online receipt. People are crazy, man. After I consumed your lumpy soup and sat in your very dirty store, I came home to feel very sick and yucky. Your store was uninviting. It had dirty tables, no one had swept the floors, and the fact that you left my soup sitting on the ledge for 10 minutes was unacceptable while you were in the back chatting away. Worst service ever. Your lumpy soup and sat in your store, which was very dirty. Have you ever eaten at one of these places? It's so dirty, so dirty. One of the dirtiest stores I've ever been to. And they leave your soup. They take your soup. They leave your soup on the counter for 10 minutes. And they're just in the back just chatting away. Decided to give this location a second try after a disappointing first visit a few weeks ago. Are you stupid? Quite frankly? Like, are you dumb? I found the problem. Hey, I had a horrible experience at this restaurant. Decided to double down 3 weeks later in a city with thousands of restaurants, including probably like at least dozens of Subways. I can fix them. So true. Unfortunately, dealt with the same issues. No way. An inedible sandwich, complete waste of money. Couldn't take more than a bite. Old ingredients. Ranch also tasted like it went bad. Horrible. If you order delivery from this place, they do not care. They don't even take the time to make your sandwich correctly. Waste of money. Go literally anywhere else. Price per person, $20 to $30. Come on. Come on. You don't have to lie. This is the funniest thing I've ever read about Subway. I requested a sub with peppers toasted with meat and cheese. The Subway told me he could not do so because his oven was too old and it would break if veggies entered it. Oh, man. Oh, sorry, our oven doesn't take vegetables. 3 pieces of every veggie on a foot long. Refused to put any more. Total came to $32. Cashier gave me attitude when I handed her a $50 bill saying she has no change. Somehow she found change. Don't go here. I ordered a mighty melt. It came with peppers and onions. I asked for a pinch of spinach. Literally, what are you talking about? After the sandwich maker had just finished explaining to my friend who ordered before me they could not toast a sub with veggies. He takes my mighty melt and pops it into the toaster fully vegged and sauced. I voiced my complaint about now having wilted spinach on my sandwich, and my veg are not cold and as fresh as I wanted them to be. His reply was that the mighty melt is always toasted with the veg. I can't be the only one unhappy. This Subway is hilarious. Worst Subway in Canada, period. Been there twice in an 8-month period and told I cannot use the bathroom. I assume the staff has superhuman bowels. Very poor service. The cookies were not fresh and they were super hard. 2 angry emojis. Worst service. Better not expecting good service. Worst Subway ever. Bad service. Don't eat here. Anyway. You know what's equally crazy, though? And I know I'm wasting a lot of time here. That's just because I don't know what to do. I want to see I want to see people leaving 5-star reviews of this Subway. We just moved into the area, and we've been so stressed. Of course, we don't have our kitchen thing set up yet. This is like the recipe, online recipes that start with, like, how you met your husband. This is like you're eating a foot-long sandwich. It takes 9 minutes to do. Set the stage first. It's called Show, Don't Tell. We ended up online ordering from Subway for lunch pickup. Oh, what a wonderful surprise. They gave us a free cookie. It was honestly so nice, I almost became teary-eyed from the kindness. Thank you so much, Subway. That's cute. That's cute. You get a free cookie in your takeout order. This place is my go-to to grab a late evening sandwich. The ladies working there are always kind to me, remember my name and my sandwich every time. More hype for the amazing service and pride their employees take in serving. Great management will go back again. Tell me you own this Subway without telling me you own this Subway. My God. Lady was really nice. I've been to other Subways where some employees will laugh or have a smirk on their face with how I order subs. But not here. Employee was very nice and with the way she talked, keep it up. Other Subways laugh at me when I order the cookie sandwich. When I get a foot-long chocolate chip cookie, they laugh and they giggle to themselves. At this sandwich, the lady was very nice and mercilessly laid into me behind my back when I left. Epic. Best Subway in Canada. Thanks for everything. Response from the owner. We are under new ownership now. Please drop by to experience the better service that you deserve. I like that. They got a 5-star review. They replied to it 2 years later and said, come back. We're going to impress you even more. Can you sort by length? Can you sort by length of review? No. How about newest? Don't eat at this location. After I consumed your lumpy soup. Oh, man. I don't know what I'm doing. 30 minutes of Super Auto Pets? I don't know, man. This is not a good screen region. I'm gonna fix the screen region, and I'm gonna slash Margaret once again. Hello.
Hello.
What are you doing? I was reading 1-star reviews of Tim Hortons in downtown Vancouver.
Oh my god, it was Vancouver?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I figure we must have some of the worst Tim Hortonses in the world.
Oh, dude died there. Or, well, they didn't die there.
Well, no, he died there.
Well, yeah.
It's not like
But
he died
was,
and then someone
like,
moved his body to the Tim Hortons.
No,
That would be crazy.
He wasn't killed there. He just was on the verge of death and just died.
He
Like,
knew...
that was his last place to take a last breath.
He knew he was going to die, and he said, I just want to have one more steak and cheese panini with a side of kettle-cooked, oily potato chips before I go.
So true. And then, is it the same Tim Horton where there was a homeless guy in front of it, and then the employee just threw the bucket full of water?
I think that was a different Tim Hortons that doused a homeless man with a big bucket of water. I think that one was in the West End. It's a lot of noteworthy Vancouver Tim Hortons stories.
Probably because the homeless guy was pooping.
Listen, you're more comfortable being crazy on Maine than I am, that's for sure. She's going off. Just pop into my office real quick, get me in trouble, and then leave and go eat your lunch? Okay. Because he was moral, they called him insane. Delusions of grandeur, visions of splendor. This manic depressing, he walks in the rain. Eyes wide open. Get out of my head, Geddy Lee!